Guys, there is just 2 weeks left until Season of the Worthy ends, whereas time gone. So we'll be moving into Season 11, and this is the last season of Destiny 2 Year 3. So man, make the most of the bounty grind, because it seems that is all going to change pretty soon. But anyway, whether you're a bounty grinder, a veteran, a casual, or you're new to the game, or whatever you may be, I am Divide, and today we are looking at how we can prepare for next season in Destiny 2 to get that quick head start at launch. So if you want to get that starting boost, then this is the guide for you. Now this wouldn't be a prep video if we didn't have a plan laid out, so here's what we're going to be covering in the video today. Season 11 news, updates and roundups. This will be just a quick topic discussing the major changes coming into effect next season. Finishing up Season of the Worthy content, that will be seasonal quests, gear, triumphs and all the things you'll no longer be able to do or obtain at the end of this current season. Stockpile, what materials and items you should try to save and the ways you can obtain them. And of course, this wouldn't be a prep video without our most popular topic, bounties. Which bounties you should be able to carry over to the next season to get that extra XP at the start of the season. I'll also note that I will have some links to useful sources down in the description below, so feel free to check them out as they can be pretty helpful. So if this is something you're interested in, then stay tuned, hit the subscribe if you like this one to see more videos as it really helps me out. But now, without further delay, let's get straight into it. So firstly, I want to mention 2 changes coming into effect from Season 11. The first one is that slug shotguns will have a 30% damage increase in PvE. So perhaps some shotguns may be worth using again next season? Let me know your thoughts down below. But secondly, they are changing the reload perk so that the outlaw stat will be a plus 50 instead of 100, and stuff like that. I'll leave a link to the full TWAB down below if you want to see more information. But now though guys, let's just move on to our first main topic. So next season, you'll no longer have access to most of the Season of Worthy content. Bungie have a detailed article that shows what is definitely going away at the end of this season. I'll leave a link to that article down in the description below so you can see the full list. But here, we're going to look at the main features being removed that you should definitely be aware of. Seraph Towers and Bunkers, that's the EDZ, the Moon and the IO. All these bunkers and their inventory and materials will be removed. So definitely be sure to go and grab and complete everything before this season ends so you have all them in the collections or vault to use in the future. For 4th Horseman Exotic Quest, the quest itself will be gone. For weapon drop however, I'm not 100% sure on that, as usually with exotics they will have some way of re-obtaining them in the future, but the quest itself will definitely be removed. The Lie quest, again, this quest will be removed and you'll no longer be able to obtain the weapon next season as far as I'm aware. So definitely be sure to grab that weapon, as I personally think is a pretty good one to have. And triumphs. So the seasonal seal, the Almighty, will no longer be obtainable, so definitely do that before June 9th if you want to have that title. But along with that, many of the other Season 10 triumphs will also be gone. Again, the full list is linked down in the description. They have not stated that the Flawless and Conqueror will be removed, as I believe they have plans to keep those titles but with different maps for trials and different nightfalls for the Grandmaster. But it could take you a fairly long time to obtain them again if you don't get them this season. So those are the main things you should consider to complete, as next season that content will be gone. But now moving on to Stockpile, let's have a look at those main materials you should be stockpiling to make the next season hassle free. So the 5 most important materials you want to ensure you have plenty of are Glimmer, Legendary Shards, Enhancement Cores, Planetary Materials and Upgrade Modules. But of course, you also have Mod Components, Enhancement Prisms, Ascendant Shards and Bright Dust, which are more on the expensive endgame side of things. Now if you're new around here and you want to know the effective ways of obtaining these, continue watching. Otherwise, skip to the time on screen now to skip this part. So for Glimmer, if you're still with us, you get this from nearly everything you do by just playing the game, or you can buy it from Spider for legendary shards or materials. The best way to stockpile this is to buy specific ships and sparrows and store them in the vault to sell at a later date. The sparrow I usually buy and store is the Overdrive. buying this barrel will cost you 7,500 glimmer and 5 legendary shards, but you're getting 5,000 glimmer and 5 shards back when you sell it. So in simple terms, you're only wasting 2,500 glimmer. For reference, having 50 of these in the vault would be storing 250 legendary shards and 250,000 glimmer, wasting only 125,000 glimmer. So you could max your glimmer for next season and then have the extra 250,000 sitting in the vault. But if you're low on legendary shards, again you can just get these by playing normally. The most efficient way is to dismantle legendary gear you obtain through drops from strikes, crucible, gambit and almost any activity in the game. Enhancement cores, you get these from dismantling masterwork gear, sometimes a rare chance of legendary gear, and activities like the Ordeal Nightfall or buy them from Spider at the cost of shards. Enhancement prisms and ascendant shards, the best way to get these are again from the Ordeal Nightfall, or you can get a good amount of prisms by dismantling the pinnacle reward from the Pit of Heresy drop at the final boss. Mod components, you can buy these from Ada 1, or dismantle any mods from year 1 and 2, not Armor 2.0 mods. And you can also do Gunsmith Bounties, that will give you some Gunsmith materials as well as the mod components. Planetary materials, obviously, well, you can get them from planets. They'll be around and you can use a resource detector ghost shell to find them. But the most effective and common way to obtain them is to buy them from Spider for legendary shards. In recent seasons, these materials have shown to become more use, so I do recommend to save around 3 to 5,000 of each material. Then you have upgrade modules. The common way to get these are to buy them from Gunsmith at the tower. So stock up on them because you'll definitely be going through a lot of them next season, especially in the first week. And finally, Bright Dust. Used in the most popular Eververse store. You can get this by completing weekly bounties from Vanguard, Crucible, Gambit and special events, or by repeatable daily bounties, though I don't recommend doing that because it's very time consuming and you don't really get much from it. The other way is a super rare chance by opening Bright Engrams. Now finally getting into our final topic of bounties, there are believed to still be good effective ways to hand in bounties next season, so I'll cover that here in just a second. But you should note that moving into Season 12 for Year 4 in September, this may be changing, so keep an eye out on Bungie news to see if this does change in the future, if not sooner. So from my experience with bounties over the past few seasons, I'm just going to share the way I, and probably most preppers, do it. Now if you're new around here and don't know what I'm talking about, here's a quick summary. You want to pick up bounties from various vendors and complete them. Keep hold of the completed bounties and hand them in at the start of next season, week starting June 9th. Doing this allows your selected character to have a head start ranking up. If you hold on to the bounties that give the most XP, you could get between 10 to 20 levels on the season pass before even starting. So to get started, at every weekly reset up until season reset, go over to the tower and pick up the following: 2 weekly Vanguard bounties, 6 daily Vanguard bounties, 2 weekly Crucible bounties, 6 daily Crucible bounties, 2 weekly Gambit bounties, 6 daily Gambit bounties, 2 weekly Gunsmith bounties, 6 daily Gunsmith bounties, the Moon Lost Sector weekly bounty, and about 4 daily bounties from the Moon. So if I haven't lost you on that one, you should have around 9 weekly bounties, 28 daily, totaling at about 37 bounties. Now simply go ahead and fill all the remaining bounty slots you have left with the bounties you prefer. If you want to be efficient, pick up the Moon Altar of Sorrows weekly bounty, the 2 Nightmare Hunt weeklies, and then prioritise daily bounties in the remaining spaces. Complete all these bounties and just leave them completed. Do not hand them in until next season. At the next weekly reset, if you have any resets left before the season ends, then try to replace your repeatable bounties or spare daily bounties with any available new weekly bounties. If there are no more weekly bounties available for you, then just fill them with dailies and repeatables. On screen now are the XP values for bounties, so prioritise the ones with the most XP first. I'll leave a link to the full spreadsheet of the XP values in the description if you want to see the exact amounts with XP boosts, ghost shells and stuff like that. On top of this though, when the next season starts, you'll also be getting the weekly challenges completed at the tower, assuming they don't change that. So that's additional XP plus the powerful rewards. So realistically, you're saving yourself a lot of time doing the bounties now than doing them at the start of next season. I personally think it's a win doing this than not getting anything at all, especially to save yourself some time in the first week of grinding. I'm also going to mention a few other bounties here that I wouldn't recommend saving as they may not work, but if you are willing to risk it, then definitely go for it. So we have the Iron Banner bounties. These reward the most XP, but I'm unsure if you can save them for the next season. Do let me know in the comments if you know. Trials of Osiris bounties, again, it may seem rewarding to keep them, but I cannot confirm if you'll be able to save those for season 11. And finally you have the year 2 bounties, that's Spider, Dreaming City, some Gambit bounties, and other bounties that may no longer get used much. I wouldn't recommend saving them as they reward less XP. So there you have it guys, that is my guide to prepping for season 11 in Destiny 2 Shadowkeep. So if you found this one useful, a rating is very much appreciated, and if you're new around here and want to see more guides, news, reviews and all that good stuff, then don't hesitate to hit subscribe, and I'll do my best to keep you posted. But for now guys, I have been Divide, thanks so much for watching, have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.